Over a dozen listings on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist seeking a sex for rent arrangement. Many target young women.
Target. Dude, it's a Craigslist posting. You're not a target unless you literally click on it and you want to come up by spreading your legs. I love the way they're pushing this narrative.
Encouraging
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. And if you're wondering why the background looks different, I am currently in Koh Samui. Yes, Koh Samui, one of the most famous islands in Thailand that is recommended by a lot of tourists to go to. I am here for the infamous full moon party. It happens once a month throughout the year here in Thailand, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So if you are following, or if you're not following the travel vlog channel, should I say, I highly recommend y'all go in the description, like, comment, subscribe, and go ahead and check that out. As far as the content in Thailand, that should start showing up on the travel vlog channel here within the next couple weeks, because I've been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of vlogging, and currently there's still videos up of my time in Colombia and going into Mexico with my family before I came back here. And I'm going to be here for about 3 more weeks before I head back to Colombia. But anyway, about today's video, I wanted to react to this in particular because I was originally planning on reacting to something else, but when I came across my feed and I read the title, I was like, there is no way in hell I can pass up reacting to this, man, because myself, as well as many people in the comments, especially my fellas, we have been predicting this for a while, and it really came to no surprise. But I think what was even more, I'm not going to say triggering, but kind of raised my ear, was the fact that they tried to frame this in a way to make women look like victims, which is just asinine to me. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and before I do, shout out to Borific, Legion of Men. I'll make sure I leave the link in the description, so if y'all want to watch this video in full and go support him. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Welcome back, tribe. So they got a sex for rent listing here that says it targets young women. They're doing a news reporting on an uptick of women basically selling out their bodies, but you already know with the implicit direction that it's men that's causing this. So let's get into it real quick.
I saw that offered free rent.
We're undercover, meeting with a man who's posted an ad online. He's offering a warm bed in Hamilton, Ontario for a petite female.
When you say
in the same bed, right?
What you're about to hear next gets explicit.
We fool around a little bit here and there, right? Sort of. If you're not into actually having sex, that's cool. We can do other things, right? I don't mind helping you out if you're kind of helping me out too, right? You know what I mean?
We found over a dozen listings on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist seeking a sex for rent arrangement. Many target young women.
Target. Dude, it's a Craigslist posting. You're not a target unless you literally click on it and you want to come up by spreading your legs. I love the way they're pushing this narrative.
Encouraging.
And this is one of the reasons why I followed Borific's content for so long, because he be catching the same thing I be catching. How you gonna sit over here and say, yeah, they're victims and they're targets? How does that add up when they're not actually being like sought after, so to speak? Is literally like he said it like that. It's just it's so dumb. Now, if the roles were reversed, do you think they would be calling those men targets? Do you think they would call those men victims? No, they would not. So I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Like, it'd be different if it was like, he knew exactly where these people lived, and he finding out they private info, and then he going lurking and searching for them and shit. It's like, no, these people go on here and then they meet up with him, and instead of just reporting him or leaving him alone, it's, oh no, I'm a target. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
University, international students as well. Would you call this a predatory practice?
Absolutely, it's a predatory practice.
Janine Benedette says soliciting sexual favors in exchange for free or discounted rent is not just unethical.
It's illegal. Anytime somebody obtains or tries to obtain a sexual service in exchange for something of value, they're violating the criminal code.
So then women should be filling up the prisons, no?
Gotcha, bitch.
This is the hypocrisy in all this. They're still blaming men for the fact that it's the government that's caused. This is supposed to be happening in Ireland too, by the way, when I was looking this up. They can't protect their own girls. Isn't it ironic that they talk about men being predatory when the government cannot keep the borders closed? They don't vet migrants coming in. All those Muslim grooming gangs. You got girls that are literally getting arrested for carrying a knife and a hatchet in her hands in order to protect herself in broad daylight from these bums that cannot keep their hands to themselves. Thousands, tens of thousands. The statistics are absolutely mind-boggling what's going on in Europe. This is the same government that's telling you we're going to crack down on sex for rent ads. Really? And then you went and arrested the girl because she brandished a knife and a hatchet in order to stave off some creep and save her and her friend. They were being harassed by somebody. And they didn't put the harassers in jail because, you're a bigot. You're not letting them culturally appropriate their penis inside of you. No. We're going to arrest the girl.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I recall this story because I was considering covering it, but the reason why I didn't cover it, because me being the logical person that I am, I was just under the assumption that, okay, that's a fucked up situation, but at least they got a hold of the migrants, and more than likely the migrants had what was coming to them. You mean to tell me these motherfuckers... You mean to tell me these... I'm trying so hard to cut back on cursing, y'all, because this really pisses me off. You mean to tell me these people didn't get arrested, but y'all arrested the woman? See, this is bullshit. And I also want to make this a clear point to show that men that do this type of content, we don't hate women. We hate illogical people. Regardless of gender, you're not going to sit over here and tell me it makes any damn sense for the person that's defending themselves to go to jail instead of the people that were being the aggressors. On top of that, this is woman versus man. Of course she is going to have a weapon. Of course she's going to have a weapon. Are you kidding me? I'm like, and even then, that doesn't necessarily even the odds out, because from what I recall, it was like two of her and like 4, 5, or 6 dudes. I don't know the story because, like I said, I didn't cover this closely, but that don't make any sense to me. That don't make any sense to me. And this happened in Europe. And then y'all already know what's been happening in the States and how that's gotten so controversial. So I don't even understand the controversy over it when you keep hearing stories like this happen. Because from what I saw, that girl didn't look like she was in very good shape after that incident. That woman could have lost her life. Women have lost their lives because of this shit. So again, I don't want to see any women over here trying to act like, oh, y'all red pillars, y'all just hate women so damn much. No, this is me showing 100% empathy for y'all, because that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. It doesn't even have to be an immigrant. If it's 6 men versus 2 women, and one of those women is armed and trying to protect her and her friend against those other 6 men, and those 6 men don't get arrested, but the girls do, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off because that doesn't make any damn sense. It ain't about gender. But let's continue.
He was like 14 years old. But they're going to waste time, divert your attention from the fact that they're letting all these people in. They're letting them have jobs when they're not supposed to work. They're housing them in giant hotels while selling out your country and your demographics because we're going to now do sex for rent enforcement. Yeah, we're going to not let that happen. So like, here's a little trinket in front of you. We're doing our job. See, ignore what you see. Ignore your eyes. Don't believe anything. This is wild, man. How disgusting.
She says police forces need to do more.
We know that the single biggest deterrent to this kind of behavior is enforcement. It's the threat of publicity and real consequences.
We reached out to the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police. It says if Canadians report these sex for rent ads, they will investigate. And what does the man we met with on Hidden Camera have to say? We called him. My name is Asha Tomlinson. I'm a host with CBC Marketplace. Can you walk me through why you choose to offer housing in this way?
I like to help people out. But anyways, have a good day.
And that right there told you everything that you needed to know. That was the red flag. That was that man telling on himself. There was no need for you to make yourself a target to figure out what type of time he was on. You asked him a very logical question, and look how he handled it. Yeah, he knew he was caught up. That's why he hung up the phone so damn fast. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to meet up with a motherfucker to figure that shit out.
We shared our findings with Facebook. Its parent company, Meta, says this
waste of time, bro. Canada, how many Indians have you imported in the last couple of years? How are you not responsible for the fact that you've imported millions of people to the point where you caused the housing shortage? Not just housing shortage, but the price of rent has gone up so high that you can do nothing but sell your body. And by the way, women have been selling their bodies for this, especially when times get hard. This is normal. You could fuck a German woman in World War II when the Germans started losing for a pack of cigarettes. Same with French women. Same with all the other women from all the other nations that were getting conquered for nothing, for a cake, for a pack of cigs. It's true. This is just what women do. When times get hard, they start to leverage sex to get things out of men. When times are good, they like to say boss babe mentality, don't need no man. And by the way, why aren't they enforcing, this should be double-sided. Cool, enforce it on the men, but why aren't we enforcing this on OnlyFans? Sugar babies, that should be illegal. They literally trade their bodies for trinkets and other things, but that's seen as empowering. You go, sis, you get you an old man, fondle his balls, and you get your rent paid, like is happening here. You get cars, right? You get your cell phone paid. You get a whole bunch of other stuff, bags, jewelry, vacations. That, not illegal, but when a guy posts something like, hey, we do a little extra here and there, and I'll give you this month's rent off, whatever it is. And then the women actually go on the Craigslist post, because there's women looking, and they will actually take the man up on his offer. How are you a victim? How is this a target? It's an ad. You choose to reply to it. You literally volunteer your information with the intent of engaging in said transaction. But again, I want you guys to notice that they're doing this despite, because if you search here for sex for rent right here, you will see alarming surge in women reporting sex for rent cases in Ireland. Delivering results, Labour senators' bill to ban sex for rent has passed second stage in Synod. International students being offered sex for rent arrangement. Irish Legal News, Labour.ie. So this is happening in Ireland. Look at this. It says a number of young women have told Sky News of receiving shocking offers of accommodation in exchange for sex, with international students particularly affected. As the only English-speaking country in the EU, Ireland is a perennially popular destination for English language students, thought to currently number around 40,000. Anna, who'd worked as a journalist in Brazil, responded to an ad for a single bedroom in the city center. When I asked him for a price, he said it wouldn't be necessary to pay if I slept in his bedroom a few times a week. Do you see? like they're just reporting on this because some women will say no. But can you imagine how many women are okay with this arrangement? How easy it must be to be able to have something that everybody wants, that you could just open your legs and literally have the world offered to you. When you compare what the life of an average man is to an average woman, it's insane. She never spends money on food because she could go out on a date and a simple pay for it. She doesn't have to pay for rent because literally you can go and get an ad and you can sleep for free to save up money. Put yourself through school, because it's not just this. You can do extra and get school paid for, get a car paid for. All this shit gets paid for. It's no wonder when you look at the statistics. Have you seen those headlines that say women now outnumber men as homeowners? Women are now are saving more than men are. Women are collecting more assets. Women are investing in more assets. Duh. This is one small sliver of what's actually going on in the economy at large, is that women hardly pay to exist, while the man bores the full brunt of the cost up front and on top of having to pay to date, right? Pay to have a girlfriend, pay to have a wife. So when you have an economy where both are in the labor pool, is never going to be even because the woman gets to save all her money.
And I think women who complain about 50-50 or don't want to do 50-50, they are aware of this, and this is the reason why they give so much pushback on it when it comes to men, because men understand exactly what Bo is talking about. And I've mentioned this all the time on this channel. Both of us being in the workforce, but women still being able to leverage, not necessarily having to invest or spend their money the same way a man does. It's created an imbalance in the dating market, and it has given men less incentive to even want to be in any kind of serious relationship, because men know that they're always going to be at a deficit, especially if they're playing the role of a provider, which seems to be something that most women want nowadays, including the women that are in the workforce, which is weird because most women are working. So, yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one. It's definitely problematic.
The woman gets to get the house now in these fucked up prices that we have in this economy. This is what's happening. The life of an average woman, she has far more savings, far more earning potential, not just in the job because of DEI and, basically getting paid to get babysat, as we've seen in previous videos. But the matter of the fact is, because of the way dating works, it gives them an edge, a massive edge that's never calculated in those statistics when they say men out earn women. Yeah, but most men's bank accounts are empty. Most women are actually starting to do well, if not better. Why do you think dating is so messed up? Why do you think so many men are seen as economically unviable because of hypergamy? Women don't want to date men that earn less than them. Do you find it shocking that a woman can tell you she has $40,000 in savings and the guy, his jaw drops on the floor? He's like, how the fuck? How do you have $40,000? How do you think, bro? While you're slaving away, trying to scrounge up 2 pennies, she's been saving buku amounts. You're taking her on a date, it costs money. She's been on 1 million of those dates before you got to her. Now that you cuffed her up, you're paying for everything. She's still working. She still has a job that earns just as much as you, if not more now. And all that money is saved. This is where the purchasing power difference comes. Ironically, AI is about to be unleashed fully. We're only a few years from the pipeline being complete. And a vast majority of women's jobs are going to just go poof overnight, disappear. Now that'll change the dynamics back in men's favor, and it's interesting to see how society will roll out with these changes. Remains to be seen. But they shouldn't be surprised that this is happening, and they shouldn't frame it as men being predatory. How did the government squander away all the wealth built by the previous generation? Why are you letting so many migrants in that's causing a surge in pricing, not just for ownership of a home, but rent? We can't afford to rent a place. So you've made it so expensive to rent that you're causing women to literally have sex for rent to get paid. Then you've screwed up the labor market by inviting millions of migrants in that there's not even any jobs available. Again, forcing women to use their bodies to make ends meet. If anything, if you look at the root cause, the one that's to blame for all the problems is always the government. If we had a well-managed economy with a forward-thinking leader in the Western world in general, this wouldn't be a problem. Your daughter wouldn't have to sell her body to be able to afford rent in a place. We're not going to have that conversation now. We're going to blow smoke up your ass, show you some mirrors, distract you with, look at how good of a job we're doing. We're going to crack down on Craigslist ads while 10 more thousands of migrants just got dropped off a boat who will inevitably rape some women there, kill some potentially also. Hooray, we made a difference. You see, we're protecting women from Craigslist ads. This is the Western world today. Everything is upside down. Nothing makes sense until you understand the people at the top hate you. There is a global conspiracy to chop up the West and all her wealth and divvy it amongst a global, transnational elite. It's true. It really is.
Yeah, I agree with him there. I've said that before. I believe all government is corrupt in some shape or form. I was actually watching a video on TikTok the other day because I was thinking about reacting to it, but it just came off so extreme. I didn't even want to go there. It was a guy having a conversation with somebody. He said the only way he thinks he can really see change in the world is by anarchy. Meaning, he said it's some higher up politicians that need to just start getting unalived and and replaced with people that actually care. He said I think that's the only way we will see any drastic change. Otherwise, it's just going to be a repeat of what you see in today's world. A bit extreme, but I can't say it doesn't make sense, but that is extreme, to say the least. But y'all let me know what you thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.